The waves of students that you see entering right now are being sneaked in. Because in America in 2016, you have to use the back door if you want to participate in free speech. You get to block the front door if you're a member of the left. Professor Wyde, by the way, he doesn't want to try it, apparently. He doesn't want to try this whole free speech thing. When he spotted students putting up flyers for this event, he called in the guys with the guns, the campus security, because you wouldn't want posters microaggressing you, of course. He then said that the students putting up these posters were fascists, because putting up posters, that's fascist. And then he suggested that the students were responsible for death threats he had received. And he wrote on a sign outside his office, the best response to microaggression is macroaggression. In other words, if I'm offended, I get to take physical action against you. I get to be violent with you. And that's what we're watching outside right now. For those of you who don't speak low IQ, what Professor Wyde means is that the best response to hearing things that you don't like is hurting people who say those things. I guarantee you this. I've certainly received more death threats than Professor Wyde. Some might be from people in this room, like, for example, certainly from people outside. One, Reuben Martin, who told another professor at this university, Melina Abdullah, via Facebook, and this is how it's written. And there it is, gang. Guess what? You know what? They're not going to stop us. All right. Melina Abdullah's fan, Reuben Martin, wrote, "You want I should hoid 'em, boss. I got a few's ideas me and the fella's been kicking round. Only ting is he won't be talking or looking so nice no more. We'll take the cannolis." The reason I'm reading it in this way is because this is exactly how it's written. Hoid'em is spelled H-O-I-W-T''E-M. Speaking of Professor Abdullah, she posted this on her Facebook wall earlier this week. Folks, if you're just joining the live stream, somebody pulled the fire alarm to stop this, because this is how the fascists do it. I say this event is a problem. What we gun do, y'all? And again, gun is spelled G-O''N. How about you could try listening? How about that instead of pulling the fire alarm or stopping people from entering? Or at the very least, why don't you start using proper grammar? You're a professor. By the way, Professor Abdullah teaches a class that fulfills a diversity requirement at this university, a requirement designed to encourage tolerance and acceptance of others. You can hear the tolerance and acceptance coming from the speakers in this room as they attempt to evacuate the premises so people don't hear my deeply scary and frightening ideas. No. The reason I say no, I'd be happy to let people in if they're not screaming. The reason I say no is because it's a fire hazard, and the last time people tried to create a fire hazard, they pulled the fire alarm in the middle of the lecture.
Don't give them ideas.
And I know they don't have many of their own. You do better, and some people can do worse. Okay. For those who are watching online and can't hear what they're saying Black Lives Matter. I agree. So perhaps you should start expending your resources where black people are being killed, namely by other black people in the inner city. Okay. So first of all, honest to God. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I have to explain to you how semantics work. Like, really, I think that's important now. Okay. You're so boring. You're so boring. Okay, so let me explain to you something, okay? If you're gonna pick a chant like shame, who, me? If you're gonna pick a chant like shame, watch Game of Thrones first. The bad guys shout shame. You're not changing anybody's mind. All you're showing everybody is that your collective IQ, if it were channeled into electricity, might be able to toast a piece of bread lightly. Okay, so can we talk now, or are you going to keep shouting? Like, really, now's your chance to get it out. Let's hear your feelings. Come on. Just go for it. Or it's going to be like every 30 seconds, like the annoying microwave timer. Like, you got anything more? You got anything more? Okay. Are we done? Thank you. All right. Social justice. Now, normally I don't like to do this, but if we have any peace officers, this actually is now a disturbance that we would like to get past so that we can actually have a discussion. If you guys want to talk, we can talk. If you want to shout, get the hell out.
I'm sorry, and I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I have made turkeys for every race, creed, and color to stand in line tomorrow and get their Thanksgiving meal. Shut the frick up and listen to the man.
See, that's what a decent, hardworking person sounds like, as opposed to a loser student here on the public dime, presumably. This is a public university. Everybody here is presumably on the public dime. Okay, so racial diversity doesn't mean anything. Decency means everything. Diversity isn't good unless the people who are racially diverse are doing good things. Diversity isn't bad unless the people doing bad things are racially diverse. Diversity isn't our strength. Decency is our strength. Decency. Remember that? Decency. 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 All right, guys. But as you can tell, the left does not care about decency. Now, before we go any further, decency, 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 decency. Sorry. Okay, if you guys are all going to come up here, can we at least have circle time or something? So, are you guys having a tough time seeing? I just have one question. Do you know me? Do I know you? Like, how do you know anything about me? Why am I a white supremacist? Because you guys are here shouting down people who are speaking. Really? Okay, last time. How what starts? How what starts? What are you talking about? What is it? And why, if you have a question, why don't you just ask it? I'm happy to talk with you, but this is nonsensical. This doesn't help. What was that? Well, then tell your people to sit down. We're having a question-answer period. Well, then, who are they? If you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. This is not productive. This is whiny nonsense.